Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Our Veterans Benefits pay raise is finalizing. We are going through the steps now to actually legally finalize it. Now, the announcement has already happened, but the behind the scenes aspects are still ongoing. We have to get legislation through on the House and Senate side, get all that stuff wrapped up, get it put together, get it sent up to the president, and get it signed. Now, for those that don't know, every year this has to happen. We don't automatically just get to get our increase for our disability compensation. Now, for those that don't know, 2.8% is the increase that we are going to be realizing once everything gets finalized here. There was a notification, if you will, that came out Sunday, November 9th, 2025, and I wanted to share it with you here today. So it passed. The Senators Moran and Blumenthal bipartisan legislation to deliver cost of living increase for veterans has passed. And then again, this was November 9th, 2025, and it says, today, the U.S. Senator Jerry Moran, chairman of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, asked for unanimous consent on the Senate floor to pass legislation he introduced with Senator Richard Blumenthal, ranking member of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, to take the rate of disability compensation and other financial benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs for veterans and military survivors so they can keep pace with the rate of inflation. The legislation passed unanimously and now heads to the U.S. House of Representatives. So the Veterans Compensation Cost of Living Adjustment Act of 2025 will increase certain VA benefits by 2.8%, including disability compensation, clothing allowances, and dependency and indemnity compensation for surviving spouses and children, to reflect changes in everyday costs of living and align with annual benefit increase by the Social Security Administration. So, the Social Security Administration announced the actual COLA, cost of living adjustment, effectively the pay raise for our benefits. So, the Social Security Administration announces it. Great. That's for Social Security. Then Congress has to act, push it to the president, sign it, that allows the VA to mirror that same rate of increase. Now, there has been conversations that have rumbled around that maybe the VA splits away and creates its own cost of living adjustment. Maybe. There's also been conversations around, well, maybe utilizing specifically for Social Security recipients. The push has been from the Senior Citizens League primarily to utilize the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, CPIE, instead of the CPIW. If this were to happen, if you took that and you went over the past, 15, 20 years, we would have on average increased an additional about 0.25%. Now, 0.25% by itself, not much. Over time, though, that compounds, right? So it's kind of like compounding interest. So anything higher is better. And so I don't know. There has been pieces of legislation that have been thrown around that also included utilizing the CPIE as a better metric to track the spending for Social Security recipients and, quite frankly, by default, VA recipients, right? So let's go ahead and move on here. It says here in a quotation, veterans and their families deserve peace of mind knowing their VA benefits will keep pace with changes in our economy, said Senator Moran. The annual cost of living adjustments makes certain that VA can continue delivering support to those who have served while alleviating the stress of financial uncertainty due to circumstances and that are out of control. This legislation makes necessary adjustments to ensure VA benefits keep pace with the cost of living crisis impacting veterans across the country, said Senator Blumenthal. Veterans and their families deserve the best support we have to offer. Our bill provides them peace of mind and alleviates undue stress when facing financial uncertainty. So just a couple comments there. And like they said, they put this together. It's over to the House is what this says. This just came out again Sunday the 9th, and sharing it with you here today. So it should get all finalized. Everything should be buttoned up. We should be moving forward. Shouldn't see any issues with any of this. But in today's environment of, all the craziness, all the crazy talk about veterans and compensation and all of that stuff, I'm surprised that we're not seeing opposition to this. That's how petty it is becoming. So before I go, I wanted to just talk a little bit about really, and I've been talking about it a lot, your benefit package from your time in service was probably not fully understood by the 18-year-old you, right? But now here you are at whatever age you are, and now you've been told 1,000 times to read the fine print. Understand what you're signing. Understand the benefits that you're getting. There could have been many jobs that you've received and held over your time out of the military, and you had conversations about your benefits package at each one of those jobs. Some of these benefits packages may have been lucrative. Some of them may have had stock options, all kinds of crazy things. And I'll tell you that nobody in today's world would walk away from anything that they earned in their benefits package, right? Let's just say that it was a bunch of stock worth $1 million, right? And let's say that they had a golden handcuff clause on there and said you have a 5-year vesting period. You work for us and at our company for 5 years and not have any issues. We'll give you, because of your expertise and your whatever you're bringing to the table, you'll get this $1 million worth of stock. Or maybe it's not worth $1 million then, but the company goes public and now it is worth $1 million. So zero people would, when leaving that company after 5 years and fully vested and have that $1 million in stock, zero people would say, you know what? I don't need it. Keep it. Give it to somebody else. Or I don't feel like, I did enough. Or I could have done more for the company and, therefore you should just keep that. Nobody would do that. But for some reason, we, veterans, do that. And we need to stop doing that. We need to treat our benefits package as though it is something that we negotiated ourselves through the process of joining the military, giving ourselves to the U.S. government for X number of years. Some re-enlist, some don't, some commission, some don't. Whatever your story is your story. But the bottom line is we all sign the same dotted line essentially, and we all signed for the same treatment after we get out through our benefits package. Utilize your benefits package and be clear with yourself. Understand, are you properly rated? That's the question. Are you properly rated? And if you can't fully answer that, if you don't know if you missed things, secondaries, increases, did you miss a direct service connection? If you can't say, I am totally properly rated. If you can't say that, reach out to us, Evidence-Based VA Claims. We will do a free email consultation with you. And then if we take you on as a coaching client, then we will guarantee that you're either going to get new conditions rated or you're going to end up getting an increase on your rating. So take advantage of that. It could be worth its weight in gold. With that, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you guys very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.